N Corp Kleinhammer Heathcliff is the latest of the newest units in the N Corp banner. He is feeling like a mediocre character, but let's go over his kit. His base stats are at level 30, uptide 3, 154 health, so he's on more of the squishier side. Squishy is 130-ish, he's on 154, so slightly more health, but not by much. His speed is 3 to 7, so pretty in line with most of the roster. Not the fastest, not the slowest. His defense is 35, so it's okay. His resistances are ineffective to slash, normal to pierce, and fatal to blunt. His first skill is Gawky Nailing. It's a 3 base with +4 on coin flips with 2 coin flips, meaning he can go up to 11. On heads hit on his first skill, he will inflict nails next turn, but if it's on his tail, it will inflict bleed, and on his second hit, he will inflict 1 bleed. So worst case scenario, he will inflict 2 bleeds. Best case scenario, he inflicts a nail and a bleed. Second skill is Purify. It's a base of 6 with +8 on coin flip, 1 coin flip, so you can go up to 14. So it's strong as a single coin flipper, but not a lot of coins though. His clash win is heal 5 SP. On heads hit, inflict 2+ coin drop next turn. All that means is if this lands on heads, the enemy next turn will technically have their powers reduced by 2. So if their final power is 10, it goes down to 8, and if their final power is 6, it goes down to 4. But I don't think this skill is working right now because I'm pretty sure it's bugged, and I'll show you why later. His skill 3 is Infirm Retribution. It's a 4 with +4 on coin flips with 3 coins, so he can go all the way up to 16. And essentially with all 3 hits, if the heads hit, it deals bonus damage by 10% of the damage dealt. So this just is a big damage skill, and that's it. Events, nothing interesting, just a regular guard. His passive though, they're very lackluster except for his support. His first passive is Bugger with 2 envy. When an ally is defeated, lose 10 SP and gain 1 blunt power up next turn. The condition to having any ally defeated is atrocious since you never want your units to die. So his activation requirement's a little bit too annoying. If they got rid of this first line here and it just says lose 10 SP, gain 1 blunt power next turn, this would be good. But now, as it is, with the requirement needed, it sucks. Support, Cantillation. This is the only thing that I can see being useful. Realistically, him being benched makes your team a little bit better because it says the ally with the highest speed inflicts +1 nails. This just means that you want to have him benched and you want to be using the 3 other N Corp unit, Rodion, Faust, Mersault, and this guy's benched. And if they are the fastest units, they will be able to inflict more nails with their skills. However, there's no other units that inflict nails, so unfortunately, that's not going to be that useful for that team. So let's take our boy right into the dungeon and see what he can do. So we're going to be going against the Headless Icatus, and let's just see how it goes. We're going to have this skill, Purify, and that's going to be the main thing, the gimmick that is supposed to make Heathcliff good. So what's going to happen is if we land on heads, we should be able to inflict power down on the Icatus, so the next move should be lower in terms of damage. But it might not work how I think it is. I believe how it works right now is it only applies on the body part that has that skill effect, and that's only if heads hit. Outside of that though, Heathcliff is just a damage dealer, and not a great damage dealer at that, by the way. His third skill can do a lot of damage, and it's got really good coin flips, but outside of that though, it doesn't feel that he fits cohesively in any team. As you can see, big damage, but there's a lot of other characters that can also do damage, because right now his other things that he can do with his kit in his utility is nails and bleed potentially, and the power coin debuff. The power coin debuff is probably the one that you'll most likely be using Heathcliff for, because there's no really other reason that you want to have Heathcliff on your team, because his role gets filled out by different characters. His base kit Sinner, his regular form, base 0, that can do decent damage with upheaval and his second skill. Another thing to note is that his 3rd starred unit, his second skill can apply bleed. So overall, the only thing that you really would want to use Heathcliff for is his second skill, is coin power down. As you can see, we have the coin power down here, and it will technically come into effect next turn. But the question is, is it going to apply on the part? So right now, the boss has the power down. You can see it has the power down, but will it apply? So right now this is going to 7 to 22 and 3 to 10 and 6 to 16, whatever, right? But what will happen is, say for example, I use her skill and use it on this one, you will see that the coin flip should be either 3 to 11 for each of these. So let's do that. It should be 3 to 11 for each of those. But you're gonna find out that's not the case. It's 5. So it didn't go down to 3. So as you can see, either the power coin down has to be used, and if it hits a specific part of the body, it can only apply with that part of the body that's hit with. So even in an abnormality battle, when the DOT is supposed to tick, or when the stats effect is supposed to apply to all part, it doesn't. So it really only applies to that one specific body part, which is kind of dumb, because then the only use you're going to be getting out of it is only if you're able to attack that body part the next turn with the skill. So it only applies that to that one single body part. So the only way that the power purify, where that attack power skill is going to be useful, is, say for example, you're fighting a boss where that one specific body part is going to send a massive attack that you know is coming, and then you have it prepped for next turn, so that next turn when it does happen, you will have a better chance of overcoming such a big skill. That's only assuming that the skill works, and that's assuming that the skill's not bugged. I'm just gonna go and say that the skill's bugged right now, but I could be wrong. However, you can see that in the damage charts, he can do damage. Heathcliff can do damage with this skill, so until they get either his second skill fixed, or they release content where it makes sense to use his second skill, his first and third skill can be easily replaced with a different unit. His first skill, Bleed, and potentially now you can use Faust, Rodion, or Mersal. They, in their kit themselves, just provide better bonuses. Since Rodion can provide Fanatic, Faust can provide Fanatic, and also Mersal just has better nail skills in general. And even if that's the case, his base form for Heathcliff does a lot of damage already, arguably even better than this one. And his third form, third star variant, Rapid Heathcliff, can also apply Bleed already. So in terms of what this Heathcliff provides, the only thing that he provides is the second skill, which is the coin power down, which is unique, but it might not be working right now. Overall, I would say that Heathcliff, decent unit, feels very mediocre. His kit feels kind of jank. He doesn't really belong on the team. If anything, he's best used when he's benched to be able to apply extra nails, but that's really about it. If you guys have Heathcliff, let me know what you guys have been using with him to pair up with your other units. Are you enjoying Heathcliff? Do you like him? Does he feel strong? Honestly, right now, my impressions of him is that he is kind of jank, not quite the strongest, doesn't do anything really good, but he doesn't really excel at anything. Kind of a jack of all trades, master of none. But yeah, I stream on Twitch every day, well not every day, Monday to Friday, and I also upload to YouTube as well. Make sure you hop over to the Discord community, because that's where we talk about everything Limbus and as well as other gadget games. Anyways, John Panio signing out. See you guys later. Bye for now.